I never planned for any of this. Honestly, if you told me a month ago that one tiny mistake would flip my entire life upside down, I would have laughed. I was a normal guy, lazy morning routine, hoodie and jeans wardrobe, always running late, always tired. Nothing extraordinary. But now, I catch my reflection and pause. There she is. Me. Soft cheeks. Shiny hair brushing my collarbones. Eyes wider and brighter than they ever were. Lips that look, well, cute. And worst of all, the way my body curves now when I stand, it's like my reflection belongs to someone else. Someone I never meant to become. I didn't choose this. I didn't even understand what was happening at first. It all started with a simple mix-up. A tiny bottle of pills. Given by someone who thought they knew what they were doing. And now, I can't stop. Worse, I don't think I want to. I remember the morning it really hit me. I splashed cold water on my face, trying to wake up from another late-night gaming session. My hair fell forward, longer than it should have been. That alone made me pause. When did it get past my ears? I pushed it back and frowned at the mirror. And then I saw my skin. No acne. No stubble. Just smoothness. Softness. Almost glowing? What the? I leaned closer. My jawline wasn't as sharp. My face looked rounder, softer, almost delicate. I laughed nervously, grabbed my phone, and opened the health app. I hadn't noticed the weight shift before, but the numbers were different. Not just down, redistributed. Still trying to make sense of it, I grabbed my hoodie and froze. My chest. No way. No way. I pressed my hand against my shirt, heart racing. There was shape. Tenderness. Sensitivity. Panic rushed through me. I tore open my cabinet, grabbing the bottle I'd been taking for weeks. Vitamins. At least, that's what my roommate said when he gave them to me. But under the sticker label was another label. My stomach dropped. HRT estrogen, daily dose. What have I been taking? I felt dizzy. My reflection swam, and suddenly every weird thing from the past few weeks clicked. My mood swings, my softer voice, my sudden aversion to junk food, the way sleep felt different, deeper. And my body. Everything was changing. And I didn't stop it. I should have stopped. I should have freaked out harder. But part of me just stood there, frozen, curious, terrified, and strangely breathless. Was this happening to me? Or somewhere deep inside? Did part of me want this? The next few days were chaos. Clothes felt wrong, baggy, but also tight in weird places. Shirts clung softly where I never had curves before. Jeans, sagging one moment, too snug around my hips the next. At work, people stared. Whispers followed me. Is he? No, that can't be. What's going on with him? I tried to ignore them. Tried to hide behind hoodies and masks and headphones. But then my boss called me in. He squinted, trying to be polite, but his confusion was obvious. You look different. Is everything okay? What was I supposed to say? Oh yeah, just accidentally took girl pills for a month. Slight side effect. I'm turning into a girl? I mumbled something about stress, hormones, vitamins, whatever excuse I could grasp. His expression said he didn't buy it, but he didn't push. Then came the worst moment, my voice cracked trying to answer question. A high note, delicate and sharp, slipped out instead of my usual monotone. Everyone stared. Heat flooded my cheeks. I wanted to disappear. When I sat down, my coworker whispered, "You can talk to me if you need to, you know, support." I blinked. Support? For what? Did they think I chose this? I bit my lip and realized it felt fuller. Softer. My lip gloss, wait, lip balm, had a sheen to it. I didn't recognize myself. It happened one night, curiosity won. I locked my room, heart pounding, curtains drawn tight. I stood in front of the mirror again. Maybe I should have been trying to reverse this. Researching supplements. Calling a doctor. Something rational. But instead, I touched my face. Traced the soft line of my cheek. Tilted my head, watching hair fall like silk over my shoulders. Then I opened my drawer of random junk. I pulled out a wig my sister once left behind, a silly prank gift. Brown, wavy, shoulder length. I hesitated. And then, I put it on. My breath caught. I looked real. I looked possible. And something inside me fluttered. Fear, thrill, Excitement? My hands shook as I found an old makeup kit left over from a costume party. A little concealer, some lip tint, mascara. I wasn't good at it. My hands were clumsy, motions awkward. But as the minutes passed, the person staring back wasn't pretending anymore. She looked nervous. She looked new. She looked happy. I whispered to my reflection, "Who are you?" And in the softest voice I'd ever heard come out of me, I replied, without thinking, "I don't know yet." A chill ran through me, a realization I couldn't swallow. Part of me liked this. Weekends became experiments. I'd sneak out late evening, hood up, hair brushed straight, face soft but not too obvious. At first, it was only small steps. Longer shirts, skinny jeans, a subtle, natural lip balm, a softer voice practiced in grocery aisles. And the world didn't collapse. Nobody pointed. Nobody laughed. One cashier smiled at me, gentle and warm, and called me miss without hesitation. I froze. My stomach flipped. Heat rushed to my cheeks. I didn't correct him. Instead, I whispered thank you, surprised at how natural it sounded. I walked home trembling, heart exploding inside my chest. Terrified. Elated. The next weekend, I pushed a little further. A light sweater that hugged me softly. A hair clip. Clear mascara. And when someone held a door open for me, saying after you, I almost cried. Was I really fitting in? Blending? Becoming? Each tiny moment etched into me. Each one whispered, maybe this isn't wrong. Maybe this is who you've been trying not to see. And every time I opened that pill bottle, I hesitated less. The confrontation came faster than I expected. My roommate barged into my room one night, holding the empty vitamin bottle. Dude, why were you taking those? His face was pale. Guilty. Shocked. He confessed everything, how he grabbed the wrong bottle from his sister's medical shelf. How he didn't realize until too late. He expected me to scream. Cry. Hate him. But instead, I sat there, twisting a strand of hair nervously around my finger. It's okay, I whispered. No, it's not. You changed. I changed you. I could have stopped. He stared at me. You didn't. My silence was the answer neither of us wanted to admit. He looked at me again, really looked, and his eyes softened. Not fear, not confusion, just concern. Do you want to keep going? He asked quietly. I swallowed. My pulse pounded so loudly I could barely hear my own thoughts. Did I want this? Was this me now? I whispered the truth that terrified me most. I think so. After that, everything turned. I stopped hiding. Slow changes became intentional. Clothes that fit my body the way it wanted to be seen. Skincare routines. Voice exercises. Hair appointments. Confidence didn't come overnight. Some days I still panicked, still second-guessed everything, still wondered if people whispered behind my back. But every morning I woke up more me. Not the old me. Not the accidental me. The chosen me. The world didn't end. Friends adjusted. Some were confused, some curious, some surprisingly supportive. My boss pulled me aside again, this time not curious, but respectful. If there's anything you need, just tell me. And my reflection? She finally smiled back without hesitation. I didn't ask for this journey. I didn't plan it. I didn't even realize how much I needed it until it happened. But sometimes life doesn't ask for permission, it just hands you a mirror and waits. I didn't become someone new. I became someone I never let myself be before. And now? I don't want to stop. Not ever again. Because for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm finally breathing. If you're watching this, whether you're confused about yourself, scared to explore, or terrified of judgment, just remember, sometimes the path you never meant to take is the one that was meant for you all along. Be curious. Be patient with yourself. And never apologize for discovering who you truly are. Your story doesn't have to start perfectly. I thought accepting myself would be the end of the chaos. But it was only the beginning. Because accepting who you are in front of a mirror is one thing. Accepting it in front of the world is something else entirely. And the world noticed. Not slowly. Not gently. Like a wave crashing over me and dragging me into deeper waters. The first sign? My mother called. Beta, Tumthiko? Your voice sounded different in the last call. My heart punched my ribs. I wasn't ready. Not for her voice. Not for her questions I had no script for yet. I forced a laugh. Just tired, long week.
Silence. She always knew when I lied. Always.
Are you eating properly? You sound softer.
That word. Softer. It felt like she reached through the phone and touched the truth I'd been holding like fragile glass.
I'm fine, I whispered. And I hung up before my voice could betray me further.
I stared at the phone after disconnecting. I wasn't scared of her disappointment.
I was scared of hurting her without meaning to.
And yet, I couldn't go back. Not when I finally felt alive. I started waking up early. Not because I had to,
but because I wanted to see myself in the morning light.
Brush my hair. Moisturize my skin.
Practice speaking gently, with warmth instead of the stiff monotone I used to have. I even saved a video.
Good morning, I practiced softly. Tiny smile.
Eyes gentle.
Replay. Cringe. Do it again.
Good morning. It felt like training a new version of myself to speak, breathe, exist.
Some days I loved the reflection.
Other days I stared at my changing body and thought,
what am I doing? Who am I becoming? Am I losing myself or finding myself?
But even in confusion, I kept going. Because stopping felt worse than changing.
It took 2 weeks before I collected enough courage to try. I planned everything.
Simple clothes but feminine shape, soft lavender sweater, high-waisted jeans, clean sneakers.
Bit of tint on my lips.
Mascara barely noticeable unless you looked close. Hair loose, brushed behind one ear. Nothing extreme. Just me.
My hands trembled as I stepped outside. A group of teenagers walked by. They didn't laugh. They didn't stare. They just walked past. That alone nearly made me cry.
Then a lady smiled at me in the grocery store and said, "Excuse me, sweetheart," as she reached for something beside me. My knees literally went weak.
My throat locked. Sweetheart. Not mocking. Not questioning. Just normal. Human.
For a second, the world wasn't scary.
It was home.
Because just as quickly, reality slapped me back. On my way out, 2 guys near the entrance paused mid-conversation.
Their eyes dragged across me. Not curious. Judging. One elbowed the other and muttered just loud enough.
That's not a real.
I didn't stay to hear the rest.
I hurried out, heartbeat shaking me, vision blurring, hands ice cold. That single moment hurt more than every whisper in the office.
Because it reminded me, not everyone wants to understand you. Some people just want to watch you break.
I sat in the car, breathing too fast, palms sweating.
I almost wiped the lip tint off. Almost tied my hair back and forced my voice deeper.
Almost rewound my existence out of fear.
But then I caught my reflection in the window. My eyes weren't scared. They were angry.
And for the first time, I whispered not to hide, but to fight.
No. Not again.
Not going back.
Fear didn't disappear.
But fire lit beside it. And fire wins if you feed it.
My roommate came home one evening holding shopping bags.
I eyed him suspiciously. What's that?
He grinned sheepishly.
Look, I messed up. But since this is happening, you should have stuff that fits.
Inside the bags.
Body moisturizer, hair serum, soft knit tops, a set of makeup brushes in pastel pink, a gentle perfume, warm vanilla, delicate, comforting. I stared at the items, breath stuck.
He didn't say I forced this on you anymore. He didn't say you're changing. He said,
you deserve to feel good. I didn't realize I was crying until he placed a hand on my back and said softly, you're still you.
Just happier.
I whispered, voice cracking, I don't want to lose myself.
You're not losing yourself, he replied.
You're meeting parts of you never gave a chance.
That sentence broke me and rebuilt me in the same breath. That night, I dressed up at home again.
Not like before, not shaky, ashamed, hiding.
Slow. Intentional. Curious. I wore one of the soft tops he bought. Let my hair fall naturally.
Sprayed the perfume once, just enough to feel wrapped in warmth.
I didn't even put makeup this time. Just me.
I sat on my bed, hugged my knees, and breathed. For the first time, it didn't feel like pretending. It felt like arriving. I whispered to the silence of my room. I think I like being her.
And somewhere deep inside, she whispered back, welcome.
If you think this journey is over, it isn't. Life isn't magic and happily ever after instantly.
There are people I still have to face. Places I still fear entering.
Names I have to relearn, mine included.
And someone from my past is about to return.
Someone who could ruin everything or help me rise higher than ever. But one thing is certain.
I'm not hiding again. Not from the world.
Not from myself. This time.
I walk forward. Even if I shake. Even if I fall. Even if it hurts. Because I finally know what I'm walking toward. There are moments life doesn't warn you about.
Moments that feel small until they explode and change everything. For me, it began with a name lighting up my phone.
Anya.
My childhood best friend. The girl who knew me before life told me who to be. Before walls. Before masks. Before fear. We hadn't spoken in years. College, jobs, distance, life scattered us like pages in wind. But seeing her name again made my chest tighten so hard I forgot how to breathe.
My phone buzzed again. Hey.
I'm in town for a week. Long time. Would love to see you if you're free. Just hearing her voice through the phone brought warmth. And terror.
I wasn't the person she remembered.
Or maybe
I was finally becoming that person.
But would she understand? Would she look at me and see a stranger, or see me?
My hands shook.
I typed back before courage could run. Me, sure.
Tomorrow? She replied instantly with a happy emoji and a heart.
My stomach flipped.
Tomorrow wasn't far. Tomorrow was a mirror I couldn't avoid.
I stood in front of my closet the next morning, heart pounding like war drums. Jeans?
Sweater? Soft blouse with pearl buttons?
I brushed my hair 3 different ways.
Applied lip balm, then removed it. Put on mascara, wiped it off, then put on just a little again. Nothing heavy.
Just me. Soft edges, quiet steps, shy courage. For the first time, I wasn't dressing to hide or escape. I was dressing to be.
My roommate peeked in. Whistled jokingly.
Nervous.
Terrified, I whispered.
He nodded like he understood something deeper than the clothes or hair or voice. You're allowed to be who you are around the people you love, he said.
I didn't answer. I didn't know if that was hope or a lie.
We chose a cozy cafe, wood decor, soft jazz, warm lighting that made everyone look gentler. I arrived early. Hands wrapped around a warm cup, partly for comfort, partly so I wouldn't see them shake. Every sound felt louder. Every emotion magnified. Then the door opened and there she was. Same smile. Same eyes that carried sunlight. Same warmth that once felt like home. Her eyes scanned the room. Stopped on me. She blinked. And then, she smiled. Big. Bright. Real. She rushed to me and squealed. Look at you. I flinched, expecting judgment. Instead she hugged me, tight, like I'd never left her story. You look so happy, she whispered into my shoulder. I froze.
Happy? No one ever said that before. Not different.
Not strange. Not what happened to you.
Happy.
For a moment, emotion burned so hot behind my eyes I had to look away.
We Saturday.
She kept staring at me, but not like others did.
Not scanning. Not questioning.
Observing me like a painting she once started and now saw finished. So, she said softly, you're becoming who you were always meant to be.
My breath caught. How did you?
She shrugged with a knowing smile. You used to talk about wanting long hair when we were kids. You never liked being called son, remember?
I stared at her, stunned. She remembered things I buried so deep I forgot they existed.
And, she added, sipping her coffee, you're glowing. No one glows from being someone they are not. A laugh escaped me, shaky, half cry, half relief.
I didn't plan this, I whispered. It just happened. Some truths don't need planning, she replied.
They just need permission. We walked through the mall afterward, slow, talking about everything and nothing. And just when I thought the world was kinder than I feared, a group of guys passed us. One smirked. One whispered. One laughed too loudly. I felt them looking, judging, labeling. My spine locked. My throat tightened. Anya grabbed my hand, firm, protective, and glared at them. They looked away first. Not us. Them. I didn't realize how tightly I was holding her hand until she squeezed gently and whispered. You don't have to shrink for anyone. My voice shook. I hate feeling fragile. You're not fragile, she said. You're brave. Brave people just feel more because they live more. And suddenly it hit me. I wasn't embarrassed because they stared. I was embarrassed because part of me still thought they deserved to judge me.
Like they had more right to exist than I did. That realization hurt more than their laughter. But awareness is the beginning of strength. We sat at a fountain afterward.
Evening lights reflecting off water.
Crowd noise fading into a soft hum.
Anya looked at me, serious now. Voice gentle but firm. Can I ask something?
I swallowed.
Yeah. Do you want this? Or are you scared to stop because it feels too far to go back?
I stared at the ripples in the fountain. Truth rose slow like dawn.
I'm scared either way, I whispered. But when I move toward her,
I feel peace.
When I try to go back, it feels like dying in slow motion.
She nodded like she already knew. Then she said the one thing no one ever said to me.
You don't have to rush your answers.
Just don't run from them. My eyes blurred. Not from sadness. From being seen. Truly seen. We walked back toward the parking lot. Night breeze. City lights.
Quiet footsteps.
At my car, we stopped.
She tucked a strand of my hair behind my ear, gentle, natural, like she'd done it forever. My breath hitched.
Not because it was romantic, but because it was human. Softness. Care. Affection without labels or questions. Her eyes searched mine.
I missed you, she whispered. I whispered back, I missed me too.
We didn't kiss. We didn't need to. Some moments are bigger than romance. Some are rebirth.
Later that night, lying in bed, everything felt quiet, until my phone buzzed.
Anya, I'm proud of you. And if you ever need someone to stand with you, I'm here. My chest squeezed tight, not with fear this time. With belonging.
Then another message popped up, but not from her. Mom, I want to visit next week. We should talk.
I froze. Shivering.
Breath stuck.
Heartbeat wild. This was it. Family.
The truth.
The world outside my safe walls. Anya saw a future in me. Would my mother see the same? Or would everything fall apart now? I didn't know. But one thing had changed. I wasn't walking into that battle alone anymore. And I wasn't walking into it as someone pretending. For the first time, I felt ready to fight for me. Even if my voice shook. Even if my heart cracked. Even if it hurt. Because she deserved to exist. And I would defend her now. No matter what.